Thank you. I see we tried to keep the room a little bit cooler tonight, which is good for everybody's time. Hopefully it's not too cool. The first thing we have on the tonight is the presentation for the flag presentation for returning soldier from the U.S. Army. Pete, could you please start off the presentation?
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Moore will come down to the floor, and would anyone from the Marine Corps League Patriot Detachment, the Veterans Advisory Commission, and any veteran in the audience that would like to come up here and join us? Okay. With the appearance of Army Specialist Austin Sypek, Molly and Mike, please come up here. As many of you know, this all began 14 years ago on April 23, 2003, when the Board of Supervisors introduced our Northampton Patriots flag program to honor our Northampton residents serving in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Back then, we knew of 24 such residents, and as of today, due to our expansion of the program to include Afghanistan and other hostile areas, we know of 83. Bernadette Heenan, are you up here? Would you come up here, Bernadette? Next to me. I'd like to tell you how Bernadette Heenan actually brought up paying tribute to our military residents. When I was chairman of the Board of Supervisors back in 2003 during Operation Iraqi Freedom, Bernadette invited me to her house to meet several moms and spouses of residents serving in harm's way. Their desire was to honor and support the troops from Northampton in any way possible. Though they thought of many ideas, it was one that stuck, and the supervisors were receptive to the idea, which became reality on April 23, 2003, where hundreds of residents attended a ceremony honoring the troops of Northampton at the Northampton Commons, located at the intersection of routes 232 and 332, which has since been renamed the Robert H. Dembowski Jr. Veterans Memorial Park. Back then, it was 24 troops who were serving, and so there were 24 flags displayed. A flag representing each soldier with a stringing ribbon affixed to the flag with the person's name, and they were originally placed in the ground, but were later moved indoors to protect them from the harsh winter elements of the weather. Plus, we didn't realize how long that war would actually go on. Behind the dais is a flag display holding both military and American flags, 84 of them. At one time, all were military flags, each representing the branch of service and identifying the resident with a yellow streamer with his or her name affixed to it. As each one returns home, and so far 83 have, we return his or her military flag and replace it with an American flag. After tonight, there will be 84 total flags, with one of them an armed service flag that will be awaiting return to its owner, and that's an Army flag. Last month, we were made aware that Molly and Mike's son, Austin, had not only been deployed to Afghanistan back on August 28, 2016, but has since returned stateside back on February 6th of this year. We always want to make sure that all of our residents known to have served in combat areas since 2003 are recognized and honored under this program. Through the efforts of our good friends, Gold Star family member Sue Elwell Burkhart, and the sister, who's also the sister of Ken Elwell, and friends, Gold Star family member, in addition to Bernadette Heenan, a founding contributor of the program. They made Molly aware of the flag program, put her in touch with me and the administration. So Austin could not be with us this evening as he's at his base in Fort Hood, Texas. We have 2 flags here, both having streamers with Austin's name. We already placed his Army flag in the display, and we're now going to have Molly and Mike with Chairman Barry Moore go up and put the U.S. flag in and take the Army flag out.
This part better. Go ahead. Good?
For me, I'm good.
Now, we also have some special presentations for you guys to give to Austin next time you see him. First up, our Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick. Brian.
Good evening. As the saying goes, the most noble way one can spend one's life is to serve a cause bigger than him or herself. And I would say that Austin is at the top of that list. And I always think about this, that not only is it just amazing, these young men and women that serve in very, very dangerous theaters, not only what they go through, but what their parents must go through. For 6 months, Austin was in perhaps the most dangerous theater that exists on this planet. 195 countries on this planet. Afghanistan is ground zero in the global war on terror. For 16 years we've been fighting it, the launching pad of 9/11. And think about how we all felt after 9/11. Mike and Molly's son went there in ground zero to fight for us. So not only are we thanking Austin, we're thanking Molly and Mike. Thank you for what you've done for your country by giving us Austin.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. And U.S. House of Representatives is to have a flag flown over the U.S. House of Representatives in honor of Specialist Austin Sypek, 3rd Cavalry, 2nd Squadron, United States Army, for the service he's given to all of us here in Bucks County, here in the 8th District of the United States of America, and for serving a cause bigger than themselves. But thank you, Molly and Mike, for what you've given us, which is Austin. So thank you.
Thank
Here
you
go.
very much.
Now we have 2 citations from the state, and unfortunately, because of conflicts, State Representative Petri and State Senator Tomlinson cannot be here, but he sent those in advance, and the presentations will be made first by Supervisor O'Donnell for Senator Tomlinson.
As a retired Army officer, I really consider it a privilege to represent Senator Tomlinson in presenting this certificate to you on behalf of your son. You know, he's another soldier. I still feel like I am still a soldier.
You are.
Yes. That's what they tell me. I'd like to read this. The Senate of Pennsylvania presents this certificate to Army Specialist Austin Sypek. Welcome home. The Senate of Pennsylvania is always proud to recognize its citizens who, through outstanding achievements, bring great credit to themselves, their communities, their families, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Thank you for your commitment to serving our great country as an Army Specialist in the United States Army. May this certificate, offered with the best wishes of the Senate of Pennsylvania, serve as a lasting reminder of your achievement, and may you enjoy continued success in the future. Signed, Senator Robert F. Tomlinson.
Very good.
I would add that your son is in one of the combat arms of the United States Army. He obviously, if he's at Fort Hood, he's a tanker.
He's infantry attached.
Infantry attached.
He was airborne. He's the only one that I know
Okay.
who made it to an airborne.
Really, thank you again, as Congressman said. I know that parents have to go through listening and waiting for wives or spouses. So, and I just wish your son the best.
Well, thank you so much.
And for State Representative Scott Petri, we have Supervisor Larry Weinstein.
Thank you, Pete. And Scott apologizes for not being able to be here tonight.
He's in trouble.
Doing it, people's working hard. But he did have this proclamation issued on Austin's behalf, and I'll read that to you. Pennsylvania House of Representatives honors Army Specialist Austin Sypek for your devotion to our country and for your patriotic service at a time of great need. Your dedication to the goal of keeping America free has served to earn you the title of Northampton Patriot. You are truly appreciated by the entire community. In this world of ordinary people, you are simply extraordinary. If I may be indulged for just a moment, I've had the distinct privilege of being able to call Molly a good friend of mine now for the past several years. And I know from being friends with Molly that she is not here and not caring about military service only because she's the mother of a member of our U.S. Army, but she cares about everyone who is enlisted and pending enlistment. This past spring, Molly reached out to me and she expressed concern that Council Rock South was not doing really enough for those graduates who are going to be enlisted in the service right after graduation. It was around that time her story was featured by J.D. Mullane in a very good column that was written up. Because of what Molly expressed, I went along with Bob Hickey, who's Northampton resident, who's here also this evening, and we spoke with our Council Rock Superintendent, Robert Frazier, as well as school board member Jerry Grupp. And both of them were very receptive to the message that we passed along, that Molly had given us that message about recognition being deserved for those future enlistees. Those two gentlemen, Dr. Frazier and Jerry Grupp, got back with the school board members as well as with Al Funk, principal of Council Rock South, and they were immediately receptive, and everybody then decided that that was the right thing to do, and the Council Rock students who would be enlistees were recognized, and they were given a rousing standing round of applause at graduation ceremony. That happened because of you. Thank you for everything you've done for our community, and we wish it. It's my pleasure. We wish Austin the best for a long, safe, and healthy career in the U.S. Army.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Larry. We stole a paragraph of poor Molly's, but anyway, that was very well that you mentioned it. Your turn.
Oh, boy.
Say whatever you would like. Tell us about Austin.
All right, well, get your sleeping bags. I might be a while. No, seriously, Pete, thank you very much on behalf of my family. We can't thank you enough, and everybody in the room. I'm overwhelmed at all the familiar faces, so I'd like to thank this township. I feel really blessed to live here with my family. I want to thank Bernadette, and I want to thank my girls, Sue Burkhardt and Melanie Taylor, my fellow Army mamas, sisters. And I guess my family and friends, of course. My family's over here. Thank you, family. And most especially, I want to thank the owners of those flags behind us, because without those people wearing the uniform, we really wouldn't have a country. So we have to appreciate what these kids and these men do. They leave their families for months or years. They miss holidays. You know, they don't get to see their children. Some of them don't come home. So I think it's important that we do this. It's the right thing to do. So I just feel really lucky that I live somewhere that appreciates what my son does and what everyone does that goes off to war and wears the uniform. So thank you, everybody. This is really overwhelming. Thanks a lot.
Frank doesn't need to say anything, he deferred to his better than. At this time, I'll ask Mr. Moore if he'd like to say a few comments.
Sure, thank you, Pete. Yeah, we do certainly appreciate all the efforts of your family, and I know there's a lot of stress having, loved one overseas, things like that. The good news is that Austin's back in the States. He's back at Fort Hood. We have the American flag we put back, but we have the Army flag. So when Austin's at Fort Hood, we'd like to have you say this in a very safe spot for him.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully when he comes back up in this area, if you can stop by, we certainly like to see him again. So I really appreciate it. So I'd like to give that to you, Molly.
Thanks, Barry.
Yeah, thank you. And I also just like to say on behalf of the township, we're always looking for military people that we can identify. And if there's other people that are overseas and I guess in a combat zone area, please come forward and let us know about that, because we certainly want to recognize those people. And quite often you have a lot of people that join military service and just quietly serve. And they go overseas, they do their duty, but we certainly want to appreciate all the efforts people make for their family and also the service members. So anyone you know who is stationed overseas, please let us know about that. We really appreciate it. And once again, I want to thank Pete for all the efforts he does for the veterans, and also the veterans here today. Thank you very much for all your efforts.
By the way, you may have noticed that that flag display is getting kind of crowded. That particular display was made gratis by Chris Munns, the owner of Munns Construction Company. And we are grateful for his generosity. We're reaching out to Chris in order to see how we can expand it so that it will be capable of adding many more flags for years to come. So our thanks to Chris Munns for that. As has been documented so often nowadays, those that serve our country in the military are at risk, whether they are on U.S. soil or foreign soil. Their lives are put on the line each and every day. Most of us heard the President speak Monday night, and it appears that more troops will be deployed, and that's another reason for expanding our display. Northampton and our country are proud of what our military are doing for the freedoms we enjoy here at home. We always mention at these ceremonies that 2 of our patriots did not make it back safe and sound. And of course, they were Army PFC Bobby Dembowski Jr. and Army Master Sergeant Kenneth Elwell. Their American flags are in the display front and center with a black streamer containing their names. We'll never forget Bobby and Ken and the service they gave while paying the ultimate price. Bobby Dembowski 10 years ago on May 24, 2007, and Ken Elwell 6 years ago on July 17, 2011. And I did mention earlier that Sue Elwell, the sister of Ken Elwell, is here in the audience tonight, comes to many of these meetings. So thank you, sir. So, Molly and Mike, thank you for contacting us and giving us the opportunity to have your son Austin be recognized tonight with this honor. God bless him and all of the troops that are serving in harm's way, and keep them safe. And thank you to everyone who came tonight to support the family. We appreciate it. Does anyone need a group shot up there with everybody? You can take it. Once you want the family, Marine Corps League guys, get back up there, please.
He organized things, great. Thanks for coming out, Brian. There you go.
That's it. Thanks for coming. Excuse me, we have to wait for Grandma.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, we got all the grandmas.
We want both grandmas.
Yeah, okay.
You got 2 grandmas?
Yeah, both our moms are here.
Okay, group 10,
I have no idea.
ready, smile.
The microphone's in the way.
I'll get
Move the microphone.
Really, Mom?
I'm trying to smile. What the heck? They're on the mic.
Try to get a goggin on there.
Molly, which camera?
I don't know. Okay. We could just like rotate.
I was showing up your flag.
Okay, good. Thank you, thank you. Thank